All right. We had to do this a little bit over again because I don't know why, but it didn't want to load. But regardless, we promised this a few weeks ago, and this man took some time out because for one night only, D-Generation X is going to come back at FCW Redemption, and here is one half of DX, the one and only RST. How you doing, man?
It's fuck time! Wow!
I knew you were gonna do that, but yeah, how are you, man?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, like I said before, I mean FCW Redemption, one night only. DX is gonna come back, but it's not all daisies and roses right now because we have Trevor Churchill trying to be, well, British, and he's not doing a good job at it. And I have nothing against Canadians at all, but dude, you guys aren't better off at all compared to people in the United States or any other country.
Well, RST was a little better by what Curtis was trying to achieve.
Hmm.
No, I can't really criticize what he did, but at the end of the day, he's down on wrong. Now, he's won this match for 18 months. Now, don't forget that.
Hmm.
And so to turn around and think, I'm going to insult the guy, insult the country.
Very true. And like you said, you were gone for 18 months. How is that going to affect you in the ring?
Well, that won't take a little bit. Maybe I won't be the sharpest person or the quickest person in that match, but I'll guarantee you one thing. If I step in the ring with Trevor Churchill, he's going to go down like a sack of potatoes.
And I like that because, honestly, the guy dresses up in a kilt, the guy tries to be you, and the guy, I'm just shaking my head right now at him. Why would you, I know the best thing to do for a little up-and-comer like him, he has to do something like take a legend out or take a guy that's earned their spot. How does this affect you?
Well, this way, in my time, I've had a lot of guys come to me and try to stop me in my tracks and stop me in what I do. But they haven't been able to do that. Now, he comes along after 18 months after I've gone away. I think that he can come along and suddenly take my spot, suddenly take away all that I've achieved.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that ain't going to happen. I won't let it happen.
And that's kind of weird because also you've been a very successful businessman with the now defunct EBW and other projects. How does that how does that affect you that now that you're out of the wrestling business, or have been for a while and now coming back for one night only? How does that affect you that people are like, oh, he's in it for the money, oh, he's here for his pride, he's here to do a swan song and leave forever and like piss on his grave or something? How does that affect you that people are like, oh, why is he back?
I'm not in it with Dallas, but I was asked to appear several times. I've been asked several times to appear to wrestle one more match, and I've always said no. I've always said I have no more business left in that ring.
Mm-hmm.
Then suddenly to have a guy come around me and say, please come back, please, I'm begging you to come back here. I want to do one more match. Now, I was in a position where I said no, and I said no repeatedly. But then it got to the point where I had several people begging me. And I said, alright, I'll do one last match. But I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to do it with how I started. I'm going to do it with D-Generation X. I'm not doing it on my own.
That's very true. And for those who don't know, it's not really a spin-off of what we're doing with DX. It's a thing we were doing ever since, well, Zach came along, and he hasn't been back in a while, so, we decided to do this for the Florida Tag Team titles. And knowing that a title on the line, it's not really for the belt, win or lose, but how is that going to affect you knowing that DX could have one final run as Tag Team Champions?
That has been made aware of this match.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've made efforts to try to get somebody to get hold of him on the Emmys. I'm going to tell him that DX is going to have one final match.
Mm-hmm.
Now he knows about that. But what I want to say is DX have one final title. we won't have one title run. We win the titles. We win them. Then we go down in history.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, never tag team champions with that company. The guy who's going to work there.
Very true. And we know we have problems with Trevor Churchill, but what do you think of his partner, Mexicano Armando?
He's a great competitor. I won't go against it. He's a great competitor. I have nothing against him. But the key question is, why is he teaming with Trevor Churchill? Why is he teaming with a lowlife like him?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they had a random pairing. Maybe we had no competition in the tag team division, and we just had to have two random people. And maybe he wanted to do it. Maybe he was forced into it. I don't know. But how do you think he'll feel knowing that he'll probably won't even get in the match because we're going to keep Trevor Churchill in there as long as possible?
This way, I think Mexico Armando is a smart guy. You know, he won't back down. I do know that. He won't back down for any fight. Now I'm prepared for that.
Yep.
But what I'm also prepared for is for Churchill to continue his insults and continue with the vibe that he's been given recently. This whole trying to mock the RST. Now that ain't gonna work. Now what Trevor can bring to that match is very simple. He can bring the wrestling to that match. That team has got one hope, and that's him. Trevor Churchill, on the other hand, all he's going to do is be interested in what I do.
That's true, and he also might weigh the team down a little bit because he'll want to be the one that ends the Generational X. He might be the one that just wants to stay there the whole match. And with a guy like that, I mean, with an ego like that, we can't really blame the man. But at the same time, you don't go running around saying you're the best and trying to dress up like people. Sure, next week he might imitate me a little bit. I don't know.
No, put it this way, nobody can end the Generation X.
Very true.
Only people that's going to do that is us, and we won't do that anytime soon.
Well, I think we're almost about out of time. So, you have any final words?
Any final words? Now, let me tell you something now. If you just forgot who the hell I am the beer drinking, face smashing, tubhead SOB, also known as the RST. Now, oh baby, it's fun time! Wow!
Oh man, that never gets old. But thank you for your time, dude, and we'll hear from you later. Alright, that was the RST, and I'm sorry we had to redo that, but you never know with these things, because sometimes they want to come up and sometimes they don't. But let me tell you this, Trevor Churchill, let me tell you this, Mexicano Armando, we're coming back for one night only. We will be the Florida Tag Team Champions, and if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.